For the year 2000 they're saying signs of the times. That is when the world will be ending. Signs of the times. Spiritual leaders they lamenting. Signs of the times. All the psychic readers they warning. Signs of the times. But the time that they all are waiting for, it's already here. People get down on your knees and pray. Cause when I see so much people out there suffering, only goes to show, this is the time, it must be the time. Look, this suicide rate just keep escalating. We see it more and more. This is the time, it must be the time. Just imagine we reach this state, no we cloning. You better believe. This is the time, it must be the time. Who were lying, cheating, robbing, backbiting, out to deceive. This is the time, it must be the time, my brothers. This song is for everyone. This is the time, take it must be the time into consideration. Nanda. This one love.
Come to mix up childhood days with old tradition. No. But certain things children must go through before they turn man and woman. Instead is weapons that in the hands of the little ones. This make me wonder, this make cry blood. When I remember how we used to play in the moonlight from the place. Children roasting corn and we singing song and we shaking up we waist. All this little celebration, that gone. Little children recreation, that gone. Is killing is sex, high fashion clothing. This is what little children studying. Little children days are in danger. You can't talk to them now, they want to chop. They no longer play marble and spin top. Little children days are in danger. Some of them don't walk with the stingray, but they don't play marble, hopscotch and funk stone. Little children days are in danger. No television messing up the mind. Love is falling and hate continue to climb. Little children days are in danger. All they playing is a mother and a father.
It's no more Mary, white and cherry. How does your garden grow? With silver bells and copper shells and pretty maids all in a row.
I will never go abroad and talk my own country back. No. But I will never deny the fact that cost of living is hard. But mental bondage is the first thing we have to approach. Development must come from all sources. When I remember how we used to tell many stories in the yard, and children they used to appreciate whatever their parents had. Days we used to cook by grandma, that gone. Eat dumpling and taste so strong, that gone. It's killing is sex, high fashion clothing. This is what little children studying. Little children days are in.
And good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique. It's now 7 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada. Good night to you, Carriacou and Petit Martinique. You know you all are recovering after all of the activities over the past few days.
But we cannot blame the children alone.
Yeah, I know the various vessels have been going up quite loaded and they're coming back down quite loaded as well. happy Ash Wednesday to those of you who belong to denominations that observe Ash Wednesday. Saw one or two folks that went to get their ashes and so on. Yeah.
We'll never disrespect the world of technology. No.
And happy Valentine to all of you that do support Valentine's Day and Valentine's Night and that sort of thing. Yeah.
It's too easy. The security from a public facility is community responsibility.
Just making sure I got everything organized here.
Used to go just to make a simple call. Now today,
yeah, I kind of left home and forgot something very important home, so just trying to get that in right now.
They don't make no flute with bam.
Don't know how I could have managed to do that one.
It's killing is sex, high fashion clothing. This is what little children study in. Little children days are in danger.
Just trying to get that now.
You can't talk to them now, they want to chop. They no longer play marble and spin top. Little children days are in danger.
All they play is a mother and a father.
Some of them don't walk with a stingray bone. They don't play marble, hopscotch and pong stone. Little children days, oh God.
All they play is a mother and a father.
No television.
Saying a special good night to those of you joining us locally, those of you joining us regionally, those of you joining us via 92.9 Sister Isles Radio out there in Carriacou. We say a very, very special good night to each and every one of you. I hope that you all are having an absolutely fabulous night tonight.
No offense to maturity at an early age. Parents must try to bend the tree before it gone past its stage. Love to the max and teach them the facts, all that they should know. Both yesterday, today and tomorrow. And no children before used to get.
Yes, it's been one of those days. Folks, we're going to take the phone calls. We're going to open the phone lines before we get into the real discussion for tonight, because I still have some stuff that's loading here.
Children now don't have no manners. That gun is killing.
So we're going to open the phone lines 440-7377 and 347-329-3101.
They dressing with big pants that falling down. They don't play banjo, shack and they jump little children.
I was listening to different radio programs and programs this morning.
Good morning, need a goodbye. They look into drink, smoke and catch.
I had various people trying to give explanations in relation to why the opposition did not receive funds. Now, here's what. The main problem originated when members of the ruling party, activists, and even in some instances, parliamentarians who lost to sitting MPs on the New National Party side, so the people who lose to them, have been telling people to go to the parliamentarians. That is the Honorable Emlyn Pierre, the Honorable Peter David, the Honorable Dr. Keith Mitchell, the Honorable Clarice Modest, the Honorable Kate Skeeter Louis Peters. They've been telling people go to them because they have received money to be able to handle some of the needs of the people. So it was important that the opposition clarify that in two instances, and let me just clarify here, you're talking about two different sets of money here. In one instance, you're speaking of a $10,000 constituency allowance. Yeah? And only today, I heard the former minister, Ron Redhead, speaking about that, where he was clarifying that the process has not been completed, that there's some sitting of a parliamentary committee on Friday that's going to give some direction of how that is going to be applied, and then they have to go through the proper procedures through Parliament and so on to put that in place. But yet still, you have activists of their party, yeah, and even parliamentarians belonging to their party sending people to the NNP parliamentarians and giving the impression that the NNP parliamentarians have received some $10,000 constituency allowance, which is not so. Yeah, so the New National Party had a responsibility to report to the general public that that is not so. So now this morning I heard MP Andy Williams and I heard MP Ron Redhead, both of them admitting that those funds have not been released, that even the procedure in relation to how those funds are released has not been completed yet. Yeah? And what those funds should be utilized for, that has not been completed yet. But there's a second situation. And I'm saying it like this because I want people to understand that you're speaking about two different sets of things here. There's also the situation which obtains where there are individuals that have been giving the impression that members on the New National Party side received the $10,000 that they have to use in the constituency, and for whatever reason they're not using it and that sort of thing. So it was important that the members on the opposition team also clarify that that is not so, that they have not received any money as any allowance for independence outside of the constituency allowance, which according to what the government is saying is going to be a monthly allowance. Outside of that, that the $10,000 that they're speaking about for independence, which is a one-off for the independence, that as well was not received. Now they're speaking about procedure. And you even had MP Ron Redhead this morning admitting that he didn't even know the procedure. He had to write to them to try and find out what the procedure is. And he's supposed to be a member of their organization, and even he did not know what the procedure was in relation to receiving those monies. So what you leave for the people who are on the opposition side? Yeah? So he was there this morning and he explained that, well, you had to write for it and then you had to present invoices and different things like that. All well and okay. But was that communicated to the members of the opposition? And that's where the crux of the matter is. Yeah? That's where the crux of the matter is. As I said, the phone lines are open for now. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. Yes, you can call and give your views. You can call at this point in time. We're going to take some calls a little early before we get into the meat of the matter in a short while. As I said, I'm trying to get some stuff sent over from home, so it's taking a little while, but we're going to get that sorted out in a short while. Yeah, you'll get that sorted out in a short while. Yes, indeed. Let's take that one from the top. Nice. And yes, the WhatsApp line is working, so you can message me on the WhatsApp. You can also call me on the WhatsApp. Yeah, we have a call.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night, my dear. Go right ahead. You're live.
Sheldon?
Yes, you're live. Go right ahead.
Yes. If me is the opposition and the parliamentary people, I would not have taken that money again, because they already lie and say that they gave them the $10,000, Mr. Romain. So now they come up now and saying that they didn't get it yet and all sort of thing they know. So if it's them, I would not take that money again. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, my dear. 440-7377. And I don't know if it's a matter of taking it again, because the main day itself where all the decorations were going up and so it's there. They said that it's a year of activities, and so I am yet to hear of what the other activities for the rest of the year are. So I'm still awaiting to hear from the committee. I'm not saying that they didn't say. I'm saying that I did not hear what the activities for the rest of the year are. Yeah, so it might be interesting to find out what activities they've got planned for the rest of this year, because I haven't heard anything. We got a call online. Good night.
Good night, brother. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good, man. You go right ahead.
Yeah,
You're live.
we enjoy yourself.
Right.
We have an acting prime minister. Where is our elected prime minister at the commission? Which country is he in right now? Do you know?
I think he went to a meeting in St. Kitts. Yeah, I think that's the release I saw. I think he went to a meeting in St. Kitts.
All right. So,
sorry.
right now, my brother, we have right now acting prime minister Andy Williams. Andy, brother, you the prime minister right now. In case anything happen, you're the man that had a hold of phone. Stop calling radio programs, right? Please don't. You understand what I'm saying? Stop. Stop lying. And Mr. Run with it, brother, MP, run with it. You are no longer minister. When they asked you the question this morning about who else has to be edified, where is Stephen? Where is Kevin? Brother, have a good night.
All right, thank you. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to get onto the inside. Good night to you, Joyce. I know that you're locked in. Martin, good night to you and your lovely wife down there in Housing Scheme. My good friend right across the road there. Officer, good night to you. Hope you're having a wonderful night as well. Yeah. Patricia and Matthew, special good night to both of you. Mr. Watts, good night to you as well. In fact, the entire New York, Brooklyn posse, the North Carolina, the Texas posse, a special good night to each and every one of you. Hope that you all are having a wonderful night. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. All right, yeah. Give me a call, man. Let's see what Let's see what's going on. Yeah, let's see what's going on, man. Give me a call. Let's see what's going on. Because I tell you, I have some stuff to play and some questions to ask, but I'm just making sure that they are loaded. Yeah, just making sure I load up the thing. You understand? Yeah, we want to be making no mistakes there. We want to make sure everything is loaded proper and ready. Nice, good, yeah. So in the interim, while I'm making sure that is there, I'm just taking your calls, huh?
Just some beautiful children. This is the land that has famous people like Junior Murray. This is the land, Anderson Peters and Champion Kirani. Land of my birth. Let's celebrate. 50, we cannot let off my birth. Let's celebrate. Oh yeah, 50, it will be great. This is the land. We produce people like the mighty sparrow. This is the land. Randy Isaacs, Becky, we.
All right, I'm nearly there.
Let's celebrate. 50, we cannot let off my birth. Let's celebrate. 50, it will be great. We don't talk much about your troubles. No, no. You have been through many struggles. That's true. Yet you rose up from the rock.
Folks, remember to like and share. Yeah, like and share the program.
Storms and hurricanes. Yet you came back.
Let me take a glimpse and see who is on the YouTube. And good night to you, Alban Harris, Sherma, Jeremiah, and Zayla. Good night. Carib Spice. Good night to you, Agnes Henry, Jackie Raymond, Anne-Marie Celestine Grant, Gemma Warwood, Listra Abraham, Michelle Alexander, Irva Purcell, Baby Daddy, Byron Frank, Sandra Pascal. Good life. Claude Abraham, good night to you. Veronica Lewis, Alcy Peters, good night. Shirley and James, Sky. Lona Lolo Williams, good night to you. Kathy Knight, Kathleen Knights, good night. Velma Pascal, Errol Bonaparte, Ann Andrews, Herbert Noré, Christine Otley, good night to you. Jenny Samuel, Kathleen Ledlow, good night. Jenna Benjamin, Janice Mitchell, Faithlyn Halley Douglas. And let me see, Deborah Laborde, good night to you. Dominic Antwine, hope you're having a wonderful night, bro. Faithlyn Halley Douglas, what's up? Ashma Charles, Marian James, Jacinta Livingston, Cleaver Williams, Phyllis Mitchell, Adrian Watts, good night to you and your lovely wife. Shajan John, Eliza Bernard, Miriam Samuel, Dennis Joseph, let me see, Amanda Jeremiah, Islan Musk, Brenda Phillip, Matthew Bowen, good night to you. Mayana Julian, good night. And let me see, I see GJ, good night to you. And BJ, good night, bro. Yolan Paria, Gredgal Pascal, Maria Noel, Desiree. I see Kin Creedland, Dr. Julie Dubois, Jay Cooper. And let me see who is over quickly on the Facebook. Charmaine Davis, Junior George, Pamela Hackett, Mavis Mitchell, Depot. What's up, bro? Martin Charles, Grenada Interior Designs, good night to you. Kieran, good night. Denot, Paula Teka, good night to you. Hey, Paula McPhail, good night. Right, nice. I ain't telling Richard good night. Richard, good night. Veronica Frederick, Martin Charles. You see, Shauna George Cummings, I'm not trying to pronounce your first name because I'm always messing it up. Sonny Isle, good night to you. All right, yeah, right, nice. Anna Lewis, I seen you. Jill, I seen you. Charmaine, Sherrianne, Right, the whole squad inside. Ashley Lewis, good night. Annette Mitchell, Ruth Chitterman, good night to each and every one of you. All right, so I think I should have everything in now. Nice, beautiful. So I have everything I need in now. Let me just make sure. Right? Let me just make sure. Good, nice. Yeah, let me just make sure everything is nice and ready there. Good, nice. So, folks, I was following most of the programs this morning. Yeah, I was following most of the different programs this morning and so. All right, and one of the things that I recognized, yeah, I recognized that there is a concerted attempt to mislead in relation to certain issues. And let me use an example here. Let me just get this one. Yes, I think I have it. I think I have this one downloaded. Let me just make sure I have it downloaded here and ready to play. All right, yes. And again, now the system gone. Oh, man. But let's see if we can get it to play here. All right, yes. So let me just stop this here and get it over to play. Yeah, tonight is one of those nights. Yeah, so let's hear the Honorable Ron Redhead this morning on the To The Point program when he was asked about the $500 payment. Yeah, let's hear what he has to say in relation to that issue.
Let me assist in some clarity here.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Romain sits at the top of the NOC. When I say top, he's not the chair. But definitely what he is saying is that from his vantage point, the allocations were made to everybody. So it depends now on the various constituencies, members of parliament, to go in, access the funds, mobilize the teams, the crews, etc., and access the funds. That's all. So you have to do your work as an MP. Now, him saying that they actually received it, definitely, again, because it relies on you, the individual MP, to mobilize your constituency. Receiving it may be relative. You might be able to receive it, last week. Somebody received it months ago, etc. So it had a lot to do with the information is out there. This is what you do. What I can confirm, members of parliament, both on opposition and government side, received pins, buntins, etc. So there were a quota of assistance and support that was given, were given to every member of parliament, whether opposition or government. This is independence and it's a national.
I understand what you're saying from that, but just for a bit of clarity, you said there was a process that individuals or individual MPs that has to go through, but did every MP know the process that they have to go through for it? Or no? Well, you said you had to submit your invoices, but was the opposition or other MPs familiar with that particular process that they have to go through? Right.
So I was not familiar with the process, but as anything in government, you write and you.
So again, he's admitting here that while there was a process, even him, who is a member of the NDC, and so I'm pretty sure he speaks with people who are in cabinet and different things. I'm pretty sure he's very close with Mr. Romain and others. Even he was unsure of what the process is. Again, he was speaking here about the process to be able to access the funding that was available, according to what they're saying, for the independence celebrations.
Other MPs are familiar with that particular process that they have to go through.
Right. So I was not familiar with the process, but as anything in government, you write and you inquire. So I called as an MP, and this is what I was told I have to do, and we did it. The office prepared the invoices, etc., and that's how we got stuff done. We met with the different service providers, etc., people providing the things to be able to get it from them.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, so we're going to come back to that in a short while. I think we have a caller online. Let's go to the WhatsApp line. Yeah, and good night, caller.
Yeah.
Hello, good night. Hi, good night.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night, caller. You're live. Go right ahead.
Yeah. I know you just have all the clips, what go on in parliament and things like that. So it's a surprise to hear you're not putting it up or something like that. Listen to me very carefully. When there was in parliament before independence, the Prime Minister speak and says the ministers on his side are getting 10,000 to help with their constituency for the celebration. The opposition side, 3,000. They used to get one. I think I'm 1,500.
My friend. Let me stop you right there. You have no idea what You have no idea what you're speaking about.
Listen to me, Sheldon.
No, I'm telling you that you're wrong, and you have no idea what you're speaking about. You're making the same. You're making the same. You're making the same error that I spoke about a while ago. You are confusing the constituency allowance with the allowance that was given specifically directed to independents. You're confusing both of them.
Okay.
You don't know what you're speaking about. You have no idea what you're speaking about, and you are accusing me, tacitly so, of misleading people when you don't know what you're talking about. If you know what you're talking about, if you don't know what you're talking about and you're willing to provide information contrary to what I'm saying, do so, but don't start off by doing as though I'm trying to mislead people here and you're surprised that I'm not playing. You must be surprised I'm playing something that don't exist.
No, I'm not saying that. Listen, I'm not saying that. I thought that as you said, 10,000 was only for the ministers, not the opposition. I thought it was that.
You thought.
So sorry about that.
That's why I'm saying you don't know what you're speaking about. Yeah, I accept your apology. Thank you so very much. Yes. No problem. Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay.
Yeah, that's the same mistake that I was speaking about when I started. People are mixing up the two. So what is the constituency allowance is one thing. That has definitely not been received. It's not been organized. In fact, MP Ron Redhead was on today saying that they're working on that. They have some committee meeting that's going to be taking place on Friday to put in place what it is that's going to be used for and all of that. So that is what was said in that context. Yeah. There's the other issue, and there are other issues in relation to independence funding. And I can't play something that doesn't exist, because that does not exist, where the Prime Minister is saying on his side alone going to get this and the other side going to... No, that was not said. Yeah, and if you can direct me to which parliament sitting such a thing was said, where it was said, when it was said, I'll gladly play it. Yeah? 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. 347-329-3101. That is also the other number for you to be able to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Again, he was speaking in this context. He was not speaking about the constituency allowance that they're getting on a monthly basis. What he was referring to there is he was referring to the allowance that is specific to independence. Yeah, that is what he was referring to. The allowance that is specific to independence. Right? So we have to be very careful when we because people mixing up the two things. Right? 440-7377. Yeah, you all can call, Yeah, you can give me a call. And you see how the WhatsApp working clean? No problem. Give us a call on the WhatsApp. Again, some people have been meeting me. They've been complaining about issues when it comes to their payments. I saw a release from the Public Workers Union. I just want to go through it properly. I don't want to go off the cuff on it on the program tonight. I want to make sure that I go through it properly before I speak on it. I've seen it, but I want to clarify certain aspects of it before I speak on it in depth. All right? Nice. I just want to clarify what it is we're speaking about when it comes to that. Yeah. Also, I listened to MP Ron Redhead this morning, and I was listening to him speaking on the issue of his education and so on, that he's going for his master's degree and that they've had a conversation with the Prime Minister before in relation to that and all of that. And I'm wondering, due to a particular statement he made this morning, and I'll get the statement in a few, but a particular statement he made this morning leads me to believe that we may be seeing other members of the current cabinet going off to study in the near future. Yeah? Because if the statement was that the Prime Minister told them, even before he ran for the constituency, was telling him that he needs to upgrade himself and he needs to go and get his master's degree and all this sort of thing. And I don't know, they're speaking about master's degree, but I don't even know if you have a bachelor's in the first instance. But you're going to get your degree, and so, which I think anybody would agree with. You go and you upgrade yourself, and so, but you put yourself up to the people, and then we have a call on the WhatsApp. We'll come back to that one. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, my brother.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Yeah, up to this blessed day, I don't get me money yet. That's the same guy.
In relation to that's the project that you did in St. David.
Exactly. Up to this blessed day, I don't get my money yet. And listen what happened now. One of the workers of mine go up in public works and go and find out if I get money.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So you see the kind of problem them and putting me into?
I understand.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So what I got to do now? Maybe take out money out of my pocket now and pay him.
But let me ask you though, what have you been what have you been hearing from the authorities? What have they been saying to you?
Well, they ain't saying nothing to me. No, all they're saying that the money don't come up yet. All they're saying the money don't come up yet. You know? So that one I have to tell the workers that the money don't come up yet. But me and a nurse is good friend. Shall I know what the nurse told me? The nurse told me that she get paid she don't get paid for January month. Up to this blessed time, she don't get paid yet. And Imani tell me that she don't get no money. She says she can't go to work because she don't get no money. Shall why really going on?
So
I just need answer. I don't know if you could help me. I don't know what going on. I don't know what going on.
So the folks at the Ministry of Finance, they have not been able to give you a straight answer as to this is the situation. You will receive your money on this day or at this time or so. They've not been able to give you a straight answer in relation to that.
No. And listen to something. Sunday, the guy who had dropped the material for us, right? I met the guy. So I tell him, I said, nothing around yet. You know what the guy told and tell me? He say, well, he does work with the paving crew and thing, burying hot mix and thing. You know what he told and say? He say only half pay they get in. Mm-hmm. So he say you have a little faith because only half pay they get in. I don't know what's going on. And listen to something, this morning, I will try to tread kind of careful. This morning, I was listening to a certain radio station. And you know what the host saying? The host telling a guy, you like the kind of work we're going on in St. David's? No, Shall when I hear the man say that, I say, if you like this kind of work we're going on in St. David's, no. It making me feel like this administration doing a lot of work in St. David's. So, you know, if you like the kind of like a work we're going on, no. So, like he's sounding like this administration doing a lot of work. If anybody passing St. David's, nobody can ball, wow. Like the Prime Minister doing a lot of things in St. David's. Children, when you hear attack, people just grumble. Next day, people grumbling and saying all kind of things. But me can't nothing. The truth is the truth. The truth is the truth. I know tomorrow, please, a lot of time go. The truth is the truth, Sheldon. They could just talk. You understand? Mm-hmm. Because people catching the skin in Grenada here, all the money going Joan work, and people suffering here. It's time for people to stand up and say, wrong is wrong. You understand? I listened to Miss Emily Pierre. Watch now, that man is a brilliant woman. I mean, workers and I was talking about it too. That woman is a brilliant woman. I like what she cleared up Tuesday. And all what she said. That man is an intelligent lady. She make me feel proud. You understand? I like how that woman handled that. And a lot of callers and then call. And the kind of response that they was giving. They know the woman is a brilliant woman. People, what? Gang all over the place. People shooting people place and this kind of stupidness and them, and man coming and say this kind of stupidness and them about if you like the kind of independence celebration thing, and people can't get paid. But we don't say that to bash the people and them, you know. What
I'm saying though is that I expected that there would be some problems. Now, again, I've said it on this program several times and I'll say it again tonight. If you double the work of the accounting officers in the ministry, you can't expect them to operate as efficiently as they operated before, because you have doubled the workload, you have doubled the amount of stuff that they have to do. You have shortened the amount of time that they had to do what they had to do for a whole month. You've shortened the time for that into 2 weeks. Yeah?
That's true.
And then you're blaming the accounting officer. The Minister of Finance was on air quite recently, blaming the accounting officers, the finance officers in ministries for non-payments of people like you, speaking about invoices are not being dealt with in a timely manner and that sort of thing. But remember, you didn't give them additional staff. You didn't set up a system additional to the smart stream or whatever is there so that you can help them do what they have to do faster. But then you're putting the blame on them. Yeah?
I don't know. Trust me. Sheldon, well, here's something again. What I really realize you are good at know. These set of people, this group of people, trying to put out certain things outside it. But listen something. If Miss Emily and not come and clear the air of certain thing they hear, a lot of people believe in stupidness. Because that 10,000 that they talk about there, if they didn't come and clear the air, a lot of people believe that them people ain't receive the $10,000.
Yeah, it had to
I don't know which team man and menos go to develop this kind of lie on them. I don't know where. And you see, the end of the day, no, we cannot trade so. We have to trade on facts. That one I always say. I don't listen to your program and use a man always saying facts. You don't want nobody come and say anything that they don't have proof. So anybody listen to this program, they know definitely anything said is truth. And that's what I applaud you for. You know? And I just encourage people to listen to that program, because if you want truth, listen to that man. Not other people are telling you all kind of stupidness and just bashing people. You know? Has God what for you? And I want to say good night to my best friend, one of my best friend, Peter David. See that man? That man is a brilliant man, I'm telling you. That man is a nice man. I used to work with that man. I could tell you, Sheldon. That man is a people person. I used to work with that man. I'm telling you. That man, every day, people used to be coming and take package and package and package and package. You ever time I work with that man, I mean, I know if you, I ain't feel your girls before that. I walk in a room with a man staying. If you see groceries and things, and I see son that is Zeri, I see Zeri tell me that here is people own. People come and take package. Watch. That man is a people person. That man is a brilliant man, I tell you. That man, I want to say good night to him, and let you keep the faith, man. All is not lost. Thank you, Sheldon. Good night.
All right, my brother. And folks, this is a reoccurring problem that I've been hearing over the past few weeks. Several sets of people have been hearing it from some nurses who they get a proper salary one time, next minute they get the wrong salary. All sorts of weird things. And when I say they get a proper salary, they get salary at one level and next minute they're getting a reduced salary and they don't know why. All sorts of things like that have been happening. So it's... We have a call online. Good night. Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night, Senator Scott.
Hey, good night, bro. Go right ahead. You're live.
I said it before. You know what the biggest problem is? With all this money, you know, we're getting too much problem because of the bi-monthly. Dr. Mitchell made a statement early. I remember one time the NNP was wanting to try that with the police. And they had a lot of problem with that. You understand? Because you can't tell a person who take 30 days to get something done and tell them, I want it in 15 or 14 days. You understand?
It's hard for them.
Yeah, you double the workload because they've got to do the same thing twice.
Exactly.
In less time.
In less time. So I knew that. Other people, when I told them that, Sheldon, they don't understand what I was saying. Now they're calling me and say, boss, you knew you was right. I said, no, they had to study this thing first. But they didn't study this thing. They just jumped. You know, the person in the diaspora, they see people who getting paid every 2 weeks or every week and think it's that easy. We have something they call VAT, Sheldon. And we have to collect the VAT most of the time to pay the salary. So as long as that money don't come in, so they have a lot of hard work. Because they can prepare it in 2 days. You want to take them a while. And the Minister of Finance is not saying that, but he's pointing fingers. And that's not good. That's not good at all. You understand? We must try and do better. They're willing, but they're weak. Because they're not willing to learn. And, you know, the former Prime Minister tell them, you have to go to a learning school. You have to learn. This is when you became a lawyer, Sheldon. You only have a law degree. You understand what I mean? I see George Price, Neil Noel, and they might go and sit down in Raddick's office to learn. Although they came back with a degree. That's the way it works. You can't just get your degree and come to the office and say you're a lawyer or a doctor. You don't work the way, though. So, you know, we have to do better than that. But we're not willing to listen. We're just going with the flow. Old talk after old talk. Come on, Sheldon. We have to do better. Anyhow, we'll have a good one.
All right. Thank you so very much, my brother. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. Yeah, just making sure. Again, I actually had it downloading and I don't know what happened. Everything just cut off and now it's come back on. So I'm hoping to have everything loaded in the shortest period of time. Yeah, I'm trying to get everything loaded here. 440-7377. Taking your calls in the interim. 440-7377. That is the number for you to call and get on to the inside. Yeah? Let me play something here for you all. I'm playing different things tonight. So let me play this particular one for you all. Yeah. Let me just play this one. Let me pull it up here. And let me play this one for you all. Nice.
And lo and behold, you know, how you go to 30 and you know, here you're talking about you have to have a degree to make it easier for you. You know, I mean, you're towing the political line. I understand that. But really, I mean, you did the work. You should be there representing the people right now, doing the work for the country. And no one get it. I mean, lo and behold, you think, well, after a year and some months, you not realize that you don't have the qualification. That doesn't make much sense, bro. Well, in light that you said that, I want to ask you, do you think that 7 in Carriacou need to go back to school too? You know, because basically, that's the line you're pushing.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Yeah, caller, so I'm certainly not towing any political line. This is an actual fact. In fact, the political leader, the then political leader, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, this was the first conversation we had when we had to run, that I need to finish my degree. And that.
So let me ask a question here. There was an application process. People had to apply to become candidates for the National Democratic Congress. Yeah? So he is now saying, and I'll play the other bit for you in a short while, that you need to be properly qualified and so on, which is basically what Dr. Mitchell was saying all the time anyway. You need to be properly qualified to be able to hold certain positions. Other than that, you're going to make mistakes that you shouldn't make. You might do things that you shouldn't do, etc. Yeah, and he's saying that the current Prime Minister, who was then just political leader of the NDC, was saying to them, before they went and run, that they need to go and study. So why you run them? Why didn't you get somebody that didn't need to go and study? Why was it that you... Let me hear what he say again. We want to make sure we are misquoting him, eh?
Misquote. You know, because basically, that's the line you're pushing.
Thank you, Kola. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Yeah, Kola, so I'm certainly not towing any political line. This is an actual fact. In fact, the political leader, the then political leader, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, this was the first conversation we had when we had to run.
That we had when we had to run. So he's not speaking in the singular here, he's speaking in the plural, which gives me an indication that we may be seeing other members of the present administration going off to study as well. Yeah? Because I heard things, So I know the one in Carriacou definitely, yeah, but I'm hearing things.
Finish my degree, and that would be my focus. So whether or not I serve for a year or after, I have to finish my degree.
All right.
All right, so you have to finish your degree, yeah? But I'm saying there was an application process. So you mean during the application process, nobody said, well, okay, maybe at this stage you should stay back from being a candidate at this point in time. Yeah? It's probably better if you run another occasion. Yeah? In fact, you know what? Let me let you all hear the full statement he made in relation to going out and study, right? Yeah, because as far as I'm concerned, it's fire, you get fired. Eh? But he say otherwise. So we'll take your word for it. Nice. But let's hear what he had to say in relation to going and study.
Let's talk about your studies. You of course your studies, how it's been going. What are you doing in these studies? Or what these studies in? What are supposed to be?
So well, I'll just simply say it's a master's program. It's online. I would be starting my first course on the 4th. It's merely to finish up my degree. I started SGU in 2019. I had to certainly put it up for the election and general election, and I want to resume that because, as you know, in modern politics, a degree back in the days may not have been a primary focus because once you could capture the crowd, etc., you're a politician. But going forward, you must have depth. The public and certainly special interest groups expect that any politician would have rational thinking, would be able to critically reason on issues of national importance and not take an uneducated view. So, for example, will prefer facts over propaganda and fiction. And just a simple thing like that to draw reference. So the studies is going well. I must say there's another opposition parliamentarian that...
Well, let me ask you a question here. He said that he's going to start in March, and then he said the studies are going well. Let me go back. I think I might have to go back. I think I'm hearing wrong.
A degree back in the days may not have been a primary focus because once you get
maybe
this program, it's online. I would be starting my first course on the 4th. It's merely to finish up.
So he's starting his first course on the 4th, meaning the 4th of next month. It can't be he's starting on the 4th of this month. Yeah, but later down he's saying the study is going well. But anyway, let me hear it again, right? Go ahead.
My degree, I started SGU in 2019. I had to certainly put it up for the election and general election, and I want to resume that because, as you know, in modern politics, a degree back in the days may not have been a primary focus because once you could capture the crowd, etc., you're a politician. But going forward, you must have depth. The public and certainly special interest groups expect that any politician would have rational thinking, would be able to critically reason on issues of national importance and not take an uneducated view.
I wonder if you throw in word for the MP in Carriacou. Ron, that's your partner, I hope it's not here throwing word for the about uneducated view and a degree is necessary and thing. So I hope it's not the MP in Carriacou you're throwing word for any. But anyway, let me hear you again.
For example, will prefer facts over propaganda and fiction. And just a simple thing like that to draw reference. So the studies is going well. I must say there's...
well, the studies that he ain't started yet going well. But anyhow, let's go ahead.
another opposition parliamentarian that is attending the same university online as I am, and I wish that individual well as well.
Right.
So wish him all the success.
So your course is actually online and not face to face?
No, it's not. So I'm not leaving the country. I heard all kind of things that I'm going in Uzbekistan, all kind of places and so on. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here and I'm doing the degree online.
Right. And how long is it expected to last?
I wouldn't want to give a precise date because it is largely dependent on my own scheduling of the courses. But it's not expected to be beyond 3 years.
No, beyond 3 years.
It's not expected to be.
Yeah, so if he started now, he will finish his course in time to receive his cocktail in St. George Northeast at the next election, right? So the next election is due in about 3 years, and he's due to complete his course in about the next 3 years, right? Yeah.
There's always going to be that public perspective, how they feel about this.
Right.
Someone will say, there are currently sitting MPs who are able to complete their studies and run their ministries or constituencies. Why do you think you find it necessary to step aside as of your ministerial duties?
Cat luck is not dog luck. So everybody's...
Actually like that statement, and a cat luck is not dog luck. I like that one. Yeah, but go ahead.
But his outcome and so on is not dependent. Look, the truth is, there are many different routes that one can take to achieve their success. And I wouldn't want to specifically say that because Tom Jones did this, I, Ron Redhead, should do it and do the same. I don't know that it must operate like that. And then I want to finish up the degree on a high. I don't know that I want to just serve and have people helping me and so on. No offense to anybody who is serving as a government minister and finishing a degree. But I could tell you, it is a difficult task just to run a ministry and be a member of parliament, much less to add a degree in the mix. I don't know anybody who is going to be able to do that.
Okay, let me give you two people who are not only able to do that, but who have done that. The Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters. Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters was completing her master's degree while she was the candidate. She was a senator. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what ministry she was in, but she was a senator, and she was the candidate for the New National Party in the 2018 general elections. During that period, she was also studying to complete her degree. She won the election, became a government minister. Yeah. So she had her own personal life to sort out. She had the ministry to sort out. She had the constituency to sort out. And she did an excellent job. Yeah. With the various projects that they had, Project Fly and all these things that they had. Yeah. She was able to successfully implement all of those programs while studying for her degree. So she was capable and competent enough to be a government minister. Right? Have those programs implemented, conceived, implemented, and running effectively. Yeah. And while doing that, still complete, I believe it's with honors, her master's degree. Yeah. So if you don't know anybody, I'm telling him one. Let me tell him a second one. Honorable Emmeline Selina Pierre, who was able, yes, I'm using middle name and all tonight. Emmeline Selina Pierre was able to not only, while being the MP, while being a mother, while directly involved in several aspects of church activity, because she's deep in her church, while also having a constituency and having a very serious ministry to deal with, has been able to not only get a bachelor's degree, but a master's degree, and started working on her doctorate. And both of these people I talk about were not only able to be successful in the ministries that they had, they were also able to be successful in the constituencies that they held on to. So if he is incompetent and is unable to do what these two strong Grenadian women have been able to do, well, too bad for him. But if he doesn't know, now he know. All right, nice, good. Let me finish here what you're saying there.
You have to factor in Carriacou is coming up. The independence, certainly that would have been a hectic period. And you don't want, well, I would put it this way, I didn't want any distraction.
Okay.
This is my
But distraction, he's calling serving the people of Grenada at the ministerial level a distraction. That is not a distraction, brother. That is service. It's called service. That is not distraction. So these are his excuses. He was the minister who had direct responsibility for Carriacou Games that is coming up later in the year. He had direct responsibility for the independence celebrations. He was the line minister in charge. Maybe that's why all the nonsense went on. He was the line minister in charge of independence celebrations and so on. Yeah? And all of that would have stopped him from being able to focus on his degree. Well...
future, and this is a personal decision, but I still remain fully committed to service. I still have access to what I need to have access to be able to function, right? So the cabinet position is just that. I don't know that I would have the time to read cabinet conclusions, still study, and you have to factor in those things. So it's more of a technical situation, right?
Okay, he made a statement there that may pass over a lot of people's heads. But for those of us that have spent time in a cabinet, the cabinet conclusions are documents that are submitted to the cabinet that speak to different issues. Yeah, for instance, if you have to confirm certain things or if you want to institute certain things. So you bring those documents which speak to why you're trying to do it, what are the positives, what are the possible negatives, all of that. So you have a document that is prepared and is sent to the cabinet secretariat. They form part of the documents that you get before a cabinet sitting, so that you go through them and you come up with your own input in relation to those documents. It is not, if you're a person that reads and take the time to read and so, it is not that difficult to go through cabinet documents. They're just giving people the impression. I mean, yes, it is important that you go through them carefully and that you have insight to be able to make proper submissions in relation to the submissions that have been made. Yeah? That you are able to enter the dialogue properly. But if you're incompetent and incapable, well, I could understand why you're having a problem with that. But anyhow.
Than just looking at it that this person, so maybe that's why they didn't perform well as ministers, because you can't balance that easy.
Now, let me also ask you this: do you think it's fair to the people of St. George's Northeast, to offer yourself of the MP and then go into getting the opportunity to step back, of course, as their voice in cabinet? I guess the folks voted for you for that particular reason. I wonder if you get a concept of my question.
No, it's fair. So I'll put it this way: you first get elected as a member of parliament, yes, and your voice is first and foremost in the parliament for the people. Cabinet is at the request primarily of or approval of the Prime Minister in that sense. But aside from that, at cabinet, what you do is strictly related to the mundane government policies. You have to pass this, you have to come with that in the morning, you have to read this long document. Those things are not always automatically utilized for deciding on the way forward. I must say.
What is he saying, that cabinet submissions and so on are not what they're using to decide how to move forward on things? I don't think it's that I hear him saying. My good friends who have been parliamentarians before, it can't be that he's saying, right? Can't be that he's saying that these documents and so that you read. Nah, I don't feel it's that. I feel I'm mistaken.
For the people. Cabinet is at the request primarily of or approval of the Prime Minister in that sense. But aside from that, at cabinet, what you do is strictly related to the mundane government policies. You have to pass this, you have to come with that in the morning, you have to read this long document. Those things are not always automatically utilized for deciding on the way forward. I must say,
maybe in their government they're doing things outside a cabinet. Maybe they have a second cabinet. I don't know. You had one minister that had already said that he didn't discuss things with the colleagues. He would discuss it with the Prime Minister alone. No. Yeah, Mr. Teleswad. So I don't know. But cabinet is where the decisions are made. For instance, if you're going to do a road and different things like that, the Ministry of Works would make a submission. They would say that this road needs to be done. They would say why that road needs to be done. There are several families living in that area and they need to traverse properly. There's also farmlands in there. So then the farmers who are in that area need access to the main road. So they would put all of that into the document. They'll also put the cost. They'll put where the money is going to come from. If it's on the consolidated fund, if it is being funded by counterpart funding from some other agency or so, they would put all of that information into the cabinet conclusion, which goes to cabinet, and then cabinet would say, well, yes, we're going to do this, but you see that source of funding, we think we can get a better source of funding with a lower interest rate if it's money you're borrowing from another. So the discussion would take place inside there. He is no longer part of that discussion. So when X amount of money, let's say $10 million is put aside, and they say we're going to use $10 million for roads, he is not there to say St. George Northeast in Willis needs a road here. He is not in cabinet to argue or to ask for anything for anybody. He's not at the table when the thing's sharing. He not there. He had to wait and see what like a crumb fall off the table for him to get on the outside. Yeah? I mean, come on. Let's hear some more.
I didn't sit in previous cabinets, so I don't know how it was. But my experience in the cabinet is that we are minding the nation's business and more so trying to decide where outdated policies are. How do we upgrade and improve them? And those policies that work, how do we continue to enhance them? So, irrespective of me being able to sit in cabinet, I am still fully able to serve my constituency. And that's my primary focus. Whether or not I was
maybe I think he may have misunderstood what is to actually serve the constituency. So let me put it like this. After the 2013 general election, when you had 15 seats and not everybody was part of the cabinet, at least to give the others an opportunity, and so you would speak to them, you would say, well, okay, this is what was decided, this is what we're looking to do, that is how we're looking to do this and that. And they would have, while they're not part of cabinet, they had an input. There was a mechanism so that no member was left out, so that all members had the opportunity, even though they don't sit in cabinet and they may not be part of the direct discussion inside there, that they would be able to speak with a line minister and say that this needs to be done, that needs to be done, and that sort of thing. But in this instance is, by them thing and them bother in my head, I need to focus on my studies. Yeah, I need to focus on my studies. Them thing and them go bother my head. Yeah?
Of government or not. That's my primary focus. Now, outside of that, as I mentioned, I need to improve my capacity even further, because we are dealing with a big world. We are dealing, it's not just me.
So he's admitting that his capacity is not where it should be. But anyway.
In the ministry's office, we're dealing with the day-to-day operations of the ministry. You have to treat with policy, you have to treat with international relations, you have to treat with multi-dimensional elements. And therefore, one has to continue to upgrade his own capacity, her own capacity, to be able to treat with that from the beliefs that we already have and the things that we already know. And you, in life, you never stop learning. So my thing is that you need to continue and continue to educate yourself.
Tell me, I'm assuming you may have had conversation with your constituents. How do they feel about that particular move that you have made?
Yeah, so given the history of the NDC, it's always easy to go down a particular road. So I try to encourage constituents to remain focused. That is not the issue at hand. It's not stopping anything. We still continue to get our projects up and running. We still continue to serve the public. We still continue to provide assistance to the various constituents who come for the assistance. There is no issues there. I still serve in the parliament, etc. Me being a minister, and primarily Minister of Sports, it offered me the opportunity to look after the interests of sports in the constituency directly. Now, in this instance, I still have the opportunity to do so. So there's no love lost where that is concerned. Anyone who has an alternative view, I normally sit and listen to them and just hear them out so as to what they say. And the concern primarily is for the to ensure that this is not a move to say that there's any infighting, etc. But it's all good. It's all good. I could guarantee you, it's all good. I mean, those who want to take it and make political football out of it, they have their rights to do so. But I can tell you that is not going to change the price at the end of the day.
Yes, indeed. It wouldn't change the price, especially if you're still getting a 14 grand a month, which is, I mean, they didn't ask you that question, but I mean, they could ask that question too, you know. 4407377. Let me hear myself properly in the mic. Yeah, 4407377. That is the number for you to call and get onto the inside. And remember, he tell you even before you run, the PM tell him that he had to upgrade himself. And let's get it clear here. It is important for everybody to upgrade themselves. Is it important for anybody if you want to get a first degree or you want to go after a master's or you want to go after your doctorate and so on? It's important. I know people who were in their 60s and so on and going after a doctorate and different. That's normal thing. Yeah? So it is okay to upgrade yourself, and it's important to upgrade yourself and that sort of thing. But in this instance, just admit it's fire, you get fired now. Just admit it's fired, you get fired, because there was the talk now of, well, Carifta coming up and this coming up, and I had to study, and Carifta coming up, and Independence was coming up, and then we know a year later in the year that say Carnival was coming up too. So these things were coming up, so and I had to study and different things. So the focus is not about serving the people of Grenada, but it is about yourself. Yeah? While others have proven. You said you don't know, and I've given two examples here. They sit right across from you in the Houses of Parliament. Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters, Honorable Emlyn Selina Pierre. Yeah? We've got a call on the line. Hello, good night. Hello? Hi, good night, caller. Go right ahead.
Mr. Sheldon, good night.
Good night,
Hey,
good night.
night.
Yes, my dear, go ahead.
I thought they said that those MPs got the money. Yeah, they said the MPs got the money, but this morning, Andy went and WFM and saying that they didn't get the money yet. and the one in the independent who organized say that they got the money.
Well, my dear, the story is you realize that Honorable Ron Redhead attempted to.
I hear Mr. Andy saying that the money is there, but they didn't deliver it as yet. So who lying? Who lying?
It being there and it being given is two different things, eh?
We have to check out and see who lying.
Yes, indeed. Oh dear.
Mr. Sheldon, you got to check out and see who lying, eh?
Okay, my dear. Okay, my dear. Thank you so very much. Hello.
All right. Have a good night.
No problem. All right. Yes, indeed. 4407377. Yeah, and then we heard Honorable Ron Redhead going to try and explain and all this kind of thing, right? Yeah, we hear him. We heard Honorable Andy Williams this morning trying to give an explanation. Is he acting Prime Minister? Yeah, acting Prime Minister trying to give an explanation this morning and all sort of thing. Let me tell them something too. Free advice. If you all were having weekly press conferences where you speak to the Grenadian people, instead of this convoluted nonsense of an idea that you all are only going to tell people what you want to tell them when you feel like it. If it was a situation that you all took the time to speak to the Grenadian people and explain things to them, but not just speak to them, to listen to the Grenadian people. You would not be picking up no phone and call Shaggy in the morning. What happened, all you're too nice and too stush to have a press conference on a Tuesday, the way that the new National Party used to have post-cabinet press briefings on a Tuesday. You also up there that you all can come down to the level of having a press conference to speak to the Grenadian people. Instead, on the program like Plead Your Cause, where other people are supposed to be able to call and plead their cause and talk about different things in the community, you taking up the people's time to call in to come and put out your nonsense in relation to this issue. Call a press conference. Why are afraid press conference? So, because of what happened tonight? That's why I'm afraid press conference. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hey, Brother Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
Hey, good night.
Go right ahead.
Listen to that clip you ran, eh? You see, it's serving the public. Brother Sheldon, who are the public? The public is one group of people. The public is everyone in Grenada here. Right? But when you say they serve the public, I don't see the government serving the public. They're only serving themselves and a few friends. I'm not sure he has to talk about upgrade. Upgrade, he upgrade himself. But there's people in the country here, especially the poor people, they need to be upgraded. They live in need to be upgraded. But instead of the government help upgrade the people that really need the upgrading, they make their life more miserable. Right? When you take away from the poor man to enlarge the rich, to give more to the rich, that means instead of upgrading, degrading the people that really need to life we need to upgrade. I'm going to show you this morning. I listen to Master Calendar and the clipper and need Mr. South was speaking. But you when something in process, that means that will complete. But he said it in process, but then the money there and they don't come and collect it. So even the process, that means it don't complete yet. Right? I'm going to say, even we want to make a lie, right? And okay, listen what the Orlando Roman said. The money paid, right? The money paid. Then, and he said the thing in the process, right? And we still turn around and say the people don't come and collect money. If it's not ready, what say they come and collect it ready? Right? But actually, when people line, they continue line, they make a fool of themselves. And but actually, I want to say to the Grenadian people, no one of us know when election will be called. To the young people, get registered. To the senior people, get registered. Everyone who register, you get registered. Because you see what this government doing. See what they're doing. They only care about themselves and their friend. And some of you all have voted for the NDC. They turn their back on you all. But there is a party that waiting, a party who always serve, and they serve everyone. They serve with distinction. This party NMP. Next election, put the X by the house. Because that house is a safe house, a house of love. Right? And when they have a cake, they don't share the cake for a few. And the majority get left out. They share the cake for all. All might get the same amongst the same size, but all go get something from a portion of the cake. So what I should have a hand.
All right, thank you so very much. 440-7377. Yes, you can call us on the WhatsApp, 440-7377 on the WhatsApp or direct. And for those of you in North America, that's Canada or any part of the U.S., whether you're in Texas or California, whether you're in Florida or Brooklyn, whether you're in Maryland, you can give us a call on 347-329-3101, or you can also call us on the WhatsApp. Yeah, so I'm really trying to figure out. Yeah, because one, I realized that the studies that he ain't started yet going well. So I don't know how that does. The studies that he ain't started yet going well. Right? And then outside of that, I think to get to the master's degree, do I have to do a bachelor's first? Has he completed a bachelor's, or is he doing the bachelor's first, then following it up with the master's? I know sometimes they may transfer your credits and then they would use different mechanisms to allow you to go directly to the master's. Is that what taking? I'm just asking. I am unaware. Yeah? Nice. I just asking questions. Right? 440-7377. That's 440-73. Let me just make sure that also. Yes. 440-7377. Now again, I would encourage anybody to go and study. But if I am in a position of power to be able to help others to upgrade themselves and do it at the same time, I would try to utilize that position to try and get as much scholarships to the people of St. George Northeast, so that I ain't only focusing on me, and I don't want to be distracted with cabinet documents, and I don't want to be distracted with having to deal with a ministry, and I don't want to be distracted with those things because I'm focusing on me. But I think that the average human brain has the capacity to deal with more than one things at the same time. And we have examples of people who have been able to achieve it. And not just do it, but they've been able to do it and still come back and win the seat. Yeah? After successfully running ministries. Because he can't say that he successfully run any ministry. Maybe ruin you. Drop an N per I. Yeah, you may be ruin a ministry. But he can't say that he successfully run a ministry. He may be run from a ministry because he's run. So, but to run a ministry, no. Yeah? So we need to understand what is taking place here. The type of misdirection that's taking place in relation to these issues. And again, I wish him all the best in his studies, but I would think that part of service is how you give of yourself and your time for the development of others. And maybe that's a character flaw that probably people like me have. Probably that's a character flaw that people on the NNP side probably have. We probably have that character flaw that rather than go and double our salary, it was a situation where you had MPs that were using their salaries and trying to help people as much as possible. Maybe it was a character flaw that while you went and you study and you improve yourself, but at the same time, you were trying to see how much people you could bring along with you, how many people you can encourage and try to utilize the government system to get them to get degrees as well. And not just from your area, from all over. Maybe it's a character flaw. We've got a caller online. Good night.
Sheldon.
Hi, good night, caller. Go right ahead.
Sheldon.
Yes, caller, go right ahead. In case you're not hearing me, you go ahead. Yeah.
Sheldon. Hey, man.
Caller, you're live, you know. You go right ahead. You're live right now. Yeah. So you can go ahead. Yeah, make a presentation.
What's up now, man?
I'm good, man. You may have a problem in hearing me, so you go ahead.
A long time I ain't call you, man. I still make you a little heal up and thing, man.
All right, man. I'm just making out the voice.
Yeah, man. I like to hear you, man. Just keep up the good works, man.
All right, my brother.
Yeah, I just come out in a little meeting and thing there, but I will tell you how we go. Like this and next week, how we go.
Yeah, man. Lovely.
We're trying to get ourselves together.
That is important.
Yeah, man.
All right. I love to hear that.
You enjoy your night and be cool.
Okay, my boy.
All the best.
All right, blessings. Yeah, man.
Good.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So, folks, just in case you call and you're not hearing me properly, because then I might have to physically pick up the phone in here, you can just go ahead and make your presentation. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. Remember, you can call us on WhatsApp. You can call us directly. And for those of you in North America, you can call us on the overseas line. All right. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And that's the thing. Somebody's asking, what about the gracious offer? Yeah, I want to... we should ask, you know. Yeah, somebody should have called and asked, what about the gracious offer that we're hearing about? Because we hear different things about what that gracious offer may be. So maybe we needed to ask about that and that sort of thing. Maybe we could have found out what the gracious offer was. Yeah, we may have been able to find out what said gracious offer was. I can't repeat what one of my listeners just messaged me and they tell me some kind of thing on this chat, you know. Yes, indeed. Folks, let's hear another piece here. I think I mentioned this one earlier, but I played another. So let's just get this one on here.
A couple of days ago, we saw a social media posting. Of course, this new development relates to the previous announced increase in salaries for Imani trainees.
Right.
You being the former minister of sport, in charge of the Imani and everything else, if I could put it in that way.
Yes.
Give me some clarification on what took place and what happened. If you could, I had the opposition yesterday who gave their understanding of it, their version of it. Let's hear from your part.
So I listened partly to the opposition's version of it. That's incorrect. Clearly, what is at stake here is simply this: the Imani trainees who were prior received $700 was going to be brought up to $1,200.
All
right. So what was to happen? Those who were receiving higher than the 700 were not specifically going to receive that, but regularization of the Imanis, they were going to be regularized into their position. So for example, some of the Imani trainees were actually performing specialized duties, which in some instances they may not have been totally qualified for, but or was on the way. That's why they were getting a higher stipend. Now, The fundamental issue is that the increase will only target those young people who are receiving the $700. The word, and this was not a release, this was a letter sent to, I assume, to the individual trainees.
Okay.
And they took it and posted it, etc. But sometimes we have to sit down and comprehend what is being said. What was clear in the letter written by the the PS, Permanent Secretary, she clearly stated that there was an error and they gave everybody across the board. So if you got over $700, you got the $500 increase too. But it was not supposed to be applied to you. We would not take back the monies, but going forward, the trainees who receive $700 will be the beneficiaries of the increased $500.
Okay.
It's simple as that.
All right.
Yeah. But that is only a one-off issue. This is why a release didn't go out, because he didn't want to confuse public and so on. So it was leaked in terms of a letter and so a normal practice in this day of social media. You know, you don't have any problem.
Something is going to get out.
Yeah, it's going to get out. But the issue is here, that the Imani trainees now, for the process of regularization, is going to be corrected, because the Imani program was utilizing trainees, as it claimed, over the stipulated training period to be actually performing duties that they were not being compensated for. And so this increase is expected to fix that problem, the first problem. The second problem, which is this long-term training that seemed to never end. That is what we want to now take the young people of the training program and incorporate them into the normal system. In this instance, it will have to be through a contract. So that is the second phase.
I think we all hear what you just say, right? So they're going to put them on what? Let me make sure we hear what you're saying there.
Of the training program and incorporate them into the normal system. In this instance, it will have to be through a contract. So that.
But I thought they said they're going to regularize all. Anyway, didn't they say that contract work illegal? But anyway, they said they're getting on all the Imani trainees contract. Let's hear the rest, yeah.
The second phase as to what needs to happen. First phase was to ensure that those who receive 700 and less, you bring them up to standard. All right. And that was the first problem.
Do you think there's a timeline where we're going to see that phase shift for the Imani?
Well, I really couldn't comment on behalf of that. As you would appreciate, I no longer serve as a minister, but I can recall that we spoke about trying to see how best we can do at least the first and second phase soonest.
Soonest? I thought they said within 1 year coming to office. But anyway, within soonest. All right, okay. Right.
So I can't comment for the ministry at this point in terms of its own timeline. That would have to be...
Well, let me hear again, because I'm pretty sure I hear him say that how they go in and give those trainees and them contracts.
As it claimed, over the stipulated training period to be actually performing duties.
I don't think that's where it is. Let's come down a little bit here. Nice. Yeah, I think we can.
And incorporate them into the normal system. In this instance, it will have to be through a contract. So that is
But how they could be given contract? Their political leader, the present prime minister, in his other life as just the political leader before he became prime minister, announced to all of us that contract work is illegal. Isn't that so? Did he not do that? Did he not tell us that contract work is illegal? I'm pretty sure he did that.
Mitchell promises that an NDC government will move Grenadians out of poverty, as he referenced a World Bank report which states that 35% of the population is poor.
That was before the pandemic hit. Now that the pandemic has hit, I don't need the World Bank to tell me that the figure has gone even higher.
Mitchell also addressed the issue of contract workers.
When you are placed on 3 months contract, 6 months contract, 12 months contract, it is unlawful. It is illegal. And if it is going to take another High Court judgment to say that the government of Grenada cannot treat its own citizens that way by breaking the law, then so be it.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell has...
Well, I wonder,
figure has gone even higher.
Mitchell also addressed the issue of contract workers.
When you are placed on 3 months contract, 6 months contract, 12 months contract, it is unlawful. it is illegal.
But I think we just hear Ron say that his contract they're going on, isn't it?
In this instance, it will have to be through a contract. So that is.
This instance, it'll have to be through what? One of the illegal contracts? No, I think there's some. Maybe you have some cognitive dissonance taking place with you guys. But anyway, let's hear again from this end. Yeah, let me hear what this end had to say.
Now that the pandemic has hit, I don't need the World Bank to tell me that the figure has gone even higher.
Mitchell also addressed the issue of contract workers.
When you are placed on 3 months contract, 6 months contract, 12 months contract, it is unlawful. It is illegal. And if it is going to take another High Court judgment to say that the government of Grenada cannot treat its own citizens that way by breaking the law, then so be it.
Well, let me see if you're going to. I wonder who is going to bring the High Court judgment. Let me hear again.
In this instance, it will have to be through a contract. So that is the second phase as to what needs to happen.
Well, let me see. I don't know if it's the Prime Minister going to be bringing a High Court case against himself. Because right now, that is what you all planning to do. In fact, since this administration has come in, the same contract work they say illegal is what they have been giving to nurses and nursing assistants, is what they have been giving to many people who are attached to different ministries and departments. It's same contract that they were saying illegal before that they're coming and utilize now. So let me see who is going to be the lawyer, who is going to be the one who brings the case to the High Court against this government for, as the present Prime Minister said, not the former Prime Minister, not Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell that was saying that contract work illegal, you know. It's not he was saying it. It's a different Mitchell. Yeah? It's Mr. Deacon and Miss Mitchell, the present Prime Minister of Grenada, who was saying that contract work is illegal. But yet still, them Imani and them, the same Imani and them, all you try to bribe, all you tell all kind of things to try and get the vote. The same Imani and them now. Now all you putting them on contract. I thought contract work was illegal. Yeah? I really thought that contract work. Yeah, somebody said they had to take their own self to court. Well, I don't know. Maybe that is what they had to do. Maybe they had to take their own self to court. I don't know, because they are on record. And that's not the only time. There are other times, and I'm pretty sure I could find them if I look deep enough, where the Prime Minister made that statement again, that contract work is illegal. And that if it's necessary for them to take, well, government go take government to court for something that government decide as a policy direction that they're going to do. So it seems as though government go take government to court. Yeah? Well, that's what it seemed like to me. Anyway, let's go to the phone line. 4407, sorry for the callers that were calling. We just wanted to make sure we got that clip out of the way. I know some people, they may call while a clip is playing, and it's not that they hear the clip and they're calling still. I realize that some people are listening, and how they're listening, it may be delayed on their end. They may join a little late, so they're a couple minutes behind. Sometimes they are 3-4 minutes behind, sometimes even more than that. So I understand. So again, the phone lines are open. Again, those of you that were calling a short while ago, you have the opportunity. You can call now. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number to call and get onto the inside. Yeah, you understand? Yeah, so right now, remember contract work, Imani trainees. Just remember when they come with a contract, they are trying to transact what they perceive to be an illegal agreement with you. Yeah. They are the ones that term contracts as illegal. So just remember when they come into it illegal. We have a call online. Good night. Hello, good night.
I'm here listening and I'm wondering and I'm pondering why these people and them have to lie like that. I listen Honorable Ron Reddit speak. After he said that the thing going good, now he say he had to, on the 4th of next month, he's starting online class. These people have to stop now. That is they're on national TV and the world watching you. They need to stop on that. Look the Prime Minister again saying, look what he said. Look the clip again. And he's still lying. They have to stop that. That is a lying family there. They have to stop on that.
Contract work. Contract work is illegal.
The truth. We want to know what is going on. If we don't listen to your point, we are not going in the country because they're not coming and say anything. They are not coming and say anything. They say the worst thing about Dr. Mitchell, but Dr. Mitchell he warned them and he talked to the Grenadian people and you see what happened. So they take it while they get in the back, so they take it. Have a good night.
All right, my dear. 4407377. That's 4407377. Yeah. Let me see. I wonder if I have anything else here. I wonder what I have here. Oh no, that one I can't get it to open. What's the matter with you? Why won't you open for me? All right, let me see if I can get it to open in another way. Right, yeah. I'm trying to get something open here. Because remember they said that all within let me see if we could hear what they say in relation to making worker, because remember he said he can't tell how long they're going to take to start the contracts with those workers and with the Imani and so. But let's hear what they had to say about making workers permanent, not contract. They didn't promise to put all workers on contract.
Employment. An NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office.
They what? No, not that. Nah, man. That is artificial intelligence. That can't be Mr. Cornwall talking on the campaign trail. No, that can't be Brother Cornwall. No, that would be artificial intelligence, man. Let me hear what he said there again. Let me hear him.
Employment. An NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office. There is no need for a parallel public service in Grenada. All workers will be given permanent status. This will allow these workers to enjoy the same benefits that a current public servant now enjoy. We will also ensure that all workers benefit from pension and gratuity once and for all.
Right, I mean, it's not me saying these things. Caller, sorry, I missed your call. Call back. Yeah, it's not me saying these things. That is Mr. Okay, nah, man, that is not artificial intelligence. That was Mr. Cornwall. Let me see Mr. Cornwall. We want to see him saying it. We don't want to just hear him saying it. We want to see him saying it. So let me hear him.
Employment. An NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office. There is no need for a parallel public service in Grenada. All workers...
They put in an end to contract work. All you hear that? They put in an end to contract. Well, that is what I was saying then. But anyhow.
Employment. An NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office.
But that is not what Ron telling us there. That's he telling us only adding more. What's going on there?
An NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office.
Let me go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Hi, Sheldon.
Hi, my dear. How art thou?
I'm good. The thing I just want to say about these people, I can't say the word on air.
Oh, God, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, my dear. Don't do it. Oh, God. Have mercy on your brethren. 440, yep, they put in an end to contract work. Not me say so, they say so. We have a call online. Good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Good night.
To the listening public. Sheldon, well, we all dealt with that issue about illegal contract workers already. Yes, we know that they promised to regularize within 12 months on getting into office. But Sheldon, that is not the issue, no. I'm talking about something that happened as yesterday, day before yesterday. There is no sun in the island. Gravel and concrete bringing some sun. There was jogging sun up to last night. Now they're bringing about 24,000 tons of sand. And they are choosing people. The poor man not getting out of that. The small man who wants a 2-load of sand or 3-load of sand here or there, they're not selling to him because they're selling basically to the big company. The Chinese had to get 12,000 yards of sand, so they stockpiling sand there. And the other companies like Kenny's and others who don't have sand cannot get sand from gravel and concrete. because they're choosing people to sell. Now, people are offended. People are getting upset. The fact that there is no sand and they are selecting a few people to sell one or two chocolate of sand. Now, because of the policy of the government, their friends come first. So they choose who to sell to, and the small man left in limbo. Now, this is not what we expect happening in our country. Things are getting worse and worse and worse. People are groaning. People are bawling. A big man I called today, and he was complaining about the system, the government, but all his hopes is saying 2 years is too long. 3 years is too long. Because this gentleman I spoke to today, he helped a lot of small people. I'm talking about help as in help, not with money or anything else. And I know when a small man goes to him for help, he do his best to help small people in Grenada. And when you refuse to sell him some sand so he can help people, continue to help people, it is real bad, and it is unfortunate that we have a government that have a policy that they select a few people to sell to. This is what my concern is, and I just wanted to echo those sentiments. Thank you very much.
No problem. Indeed, it was a situation that we did not know exists. So it's glad that you have raised that issue. So now the public is aware of what is taking place. So no, right now they're rationing sand. Yeah, they have sand rationing. Like we go into sand rationing right now. Yeah, man, they're rationing sand and all. Okay, all right. Nice if that's all you want to go. Okay, all right, okay. But yeah, just remember contract work is illegal, right? Yeah, contract work is illegal. So when people tell you thing about contract work and all them kind of thing, just remember contract work is illegal. At least that way you think. Well, we hear people say they're giving contract. What we hear?
What we want to now take the young people off the training program and incorporate them into the normal system. In this instance, it will have to be through a contract.
So how could it be through a contract when on the campaign trail they say to you
employment. An NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office.
So no, but that is not what we're hearing now. They ain't putting an end to it. Ask the nurses and the nursing assistants. Yeah? Remember, it wasn't the NNP that had a problem with contract work. It was the NDC that had a problem with contract work. Eh?
Operate them into the normal system. In this instance, it will have to be through a contract. So that is the second phase as to what needs to happen.
How that could be the second phase? That can't be the second phase. Because remember, contract work is supposed to be illegal, isn't it?
12 months contract. It is unlawful. It is illegal. And if it is going to take another high court judgment to say that the government of Grenada cannot treat its own citizens that way by breaking the law, then so be it.
We have a caller online. Dr. Keith Mitchell. Hello, good night. Go right ahead, caller.
How contract work to be legal? So if you build in your house and you give a contractor to do your work, is it illegal?
Well, I don't know. That's speaking in the broader sense, but even if he was speaking just contracts in the case of...
just say, they say, people that they say, they take out the money and giving them contracts, so that's illegal too. Sheldon, something wrong with these people and them, you know.
Oh, boy.
Something is very wrong with these people and them. And they're going forward or they're going backward. Something wrong. Something not right. Grenadians, wake up. Go and get ourselves ready and vote. Wake up, Grenadians. Have a good night, Sheldon.
All right, thank you. So outside of the studies that they ain't start yet going good, my goodness, anyhow, outside of the studies that they ain't start yet going good, every time I say that, I started to crack up. But they're going to be giving contracts now. So they are getting ready to give contracts now. And remember, contract work is illegal. So to all the people that they are getting ready to give the contracts to, remember, contract work is illegal. All right? Yeah, just remember when they come with it, say, I can't take this, contract work is illegal. Well, your promise is to make us permanent, innit? That is what they promise. We've got a call online. Good night.
Good night.
Hi, good night.
I wonder if Ron listens to himself when he speaks. He wants to continue his studies. The Imanis, some are working, as he says, and some are in training. So if they have to go to a job, they don't have to be trained. It's like them get into a job without knowing what it entails. That's why they're making so much mess and they cannot perform. So he must go to his training. But those Imani who is in training, take them out and put them on contract work, which is more illegal again. What kind of stupidness is these people talking? What kind of brain they have? Crayfish brain? Instead that they shut them out, they don't know what to say. And continue go training themselves. Educate themselves before they come and open them out. Because we are not fools who listening. Because only randomly talking. Nonsense. Thank you.
All right, my dear. Thank you. 4407377. That's 4407377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. And folks, I want to show you all something. And again, what I'm about to show you all is not to scare you all, not to get you all afraid. Now remember, over the past few days, there's been an oil spill outside of Tobago. I am seeing some projections here of where that oil spill is now. And I await an update from our thing, but this is the oil spill. This is Tobago. This is the oil spill. And this is us. Yeah, this is Grenada here. All you better listen to my Trinidadian friends and family. Keep all your oil spill down in all your place. We have nothing to do with that. Make sure all you keep all your oil spill down there. Alright? Because this is Grenada and this is Monsieur Oil Spill. Yeah? Right out the southern coast. It was on the southern coast of Tobago. I find he heading kinda north and he drifting kinda. So please, yeah, just in case keep all your oil spill down in all your places. We want to make sure we maintain our beauty. We had nothing to do with it. Keep all your oil down there. All right. So I hope that at least the authorities on this end, because they doesn't tell us anything until we start to talk about things. Right. So I hope that they are monitoring what is going on down there and that whatever measures need to be put in place in conjunction with the government of Trinidad and Tobago and the Heritage Oil Company, I believe is what it's called now in Trinidad. I've left there since how much Oyoho, so I can't remember what the company name now, but I think it's Heritage. Whatever the oil company down in Trinidad is called, get in contact with them and make sure that you all barricade this thing however you have to do it, or they send some tanker to suck it up or whatever they do. Make sure you stay away from Grenada. The oil slick longer than Grenada. Yeah, and it's now to the south of us. So again, I'm not saying this to scare anybody, but I'm saying it because I think it is necessary that our government speak to us on things like this. You need to tell us what's going on. Yeah? It should not be a case that we're finding out these things through the Trinidadian networks and so tell us what's going on. Well, we know the Prime Minister out on one of his trips again. So at least, yeah, or you could call Shaggy in the morning and tell us what's going on with that. All right? Oh boy, I missed a call. 4407377. I'm very sorry, caller, call back. 4407377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Paula, thank you. Yeah. I am concerned. I am concerned. Right now, it is already crossed into our territorial waters. Let me repeat. Right now, the oil spill has already crossed into Grenada's territorial waters. We've got a call online. Good night. Hello? Hello, caller. Oh, boy. Yeah. Now, caller, you got through, so let me just clear the box so you could get an opportunity to call back. Yeah, it has already crossed into our territorial waters because this area here is Grenada's territorial waters. This piece of the oil spill is already here. Let's hope it goes this way or it go back this way. Let's hope it don't come this way. All right? Nice. We just open. We've got a call online. Good night. Hello? Hi. Good night, caller. Hello? Oh, boy. I don't know what it is with that caller, but I'm not getting them. Yeah. 440-7377. You can call us on the WhatsApp. You can call us directly. Yeah. So you got the opportunity to call us now. Call us now. But yeah, that is indeed a cause for concern. Again, we're not saying it to scare anybody. We're not saying it so people will get afraid and different things like that. We are saying it because it's necessary. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Sheldon. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Go right ahead. You're live.
Right, Sheldon. Right, I'm glad you bring up this oil spill. Right? Because this thing happening across Tobago is a tier 2 spill. Right? For Grenadians who don't know what is called a tier 2 spill, it's a spill like a sludge, like a volcano, right? So when Dr. Mitchell was saying in 2018, we have oil. Yes, we have oil now. You all happy? But in not a good way. You understand? This thing is dangerous, and this is what could happen when you don't do proper management of oil research and oil containment. You understand? These are the implications. Where is Mr. Nazenbok, the head of the Oil Research Committee, to implicate Dr. Mitchell? And
my brother, no, that's what I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see where you're going because we're speaking about an oil spill here, but you reach on something totally different. You're speaking about an oil spill. A ship has overturned between Trinidad and Tobago. There's an oil spill. We, the Grenadian people, would like to know that we don't wake up tomorrow morning and find oil on Granans Beach. We want to make sure that we don't find
Minister of National Security?
Well, we need to hear from NADMA. What is the latest? And we need to hear from NADMA before 12 tonight or before 6 in the morning, eh?
Right. Because the Minister of National Security now, who was the leader of the opposition at the time, Prime Minister, said he going to sweep in Sagazan Seaweed. We have an oil spill now. I want to hear from our Minister of National Security, Prime Minister Deacon.
All right, my brother. Okay, my brother. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, great. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number. Yeah. So, folks, didn't mean to think, but I had to bring it up because I started getting several notifications and folks sending it in to me what's going on with that oil spill. So we hope that the individuals who are in charge protect our country and our beaches. Yeah, there are mitigation measures that can be used to contain an oil spill. And we hope that who in charge mitigate and do what they're supposed to do. We have a call online. Good night.
Hello.
Good night. I make all the voice on one go.
You make all that voice too quick.
Miss Breadfruit, fest yourself.
Good evening to you and good evening to all the listeners in country and out of country, all of Grenadians and friends of Grenadians. I just have a comment on the oil spill. And what I want to say is that these things will happen in different countries at different times. What we expect of the government is an appropriate response to the situation. So I would expect the Minister for National Security, our Prime Minister, to let us know that there is such an oil spill in the area. I would have liked to hear him say that he has contacted the government of Trinidad and Tobago to seek some type of collaboration to deal with this environmental problem. But as is the modus operandi of this government, they do not let us know anything. Just as they don't tell us about COVID and the number of COVID cases that we have in Grenada, just as how they don't warn us how we can protect ourselves, what we need to do, and take measures. And I want to just stick up in here to compare this kind of response or lack of response, to compare it to the NNP in office when COVID came around, and how we launched an educational program, what it is, what it does, what it doesn't do, and how we can deal with it and, take measures like closing borders, opening borders when necessary, and so on, and so on, and so on. And these people, they tell us nothing. They treat us like fools, like as though our people do not know what's going on or understand what is going on, as though we do not understand what is our responsibility and what is their responsibility in matters like this. So I am going to be brief. The government, the Prime Minister, as the Minister for National Security, does have a responsibility to, one, put mechanisms in place to inform the public, and two, to reach out to the government of Trinidad and Tobago and say, well, this is my understanding. How do we deal with it? Maybe they would need to go even further afield to engage other entities, maybe other countries, other entities that deal with oil spills and how they manage it and so on. But keeping silent is not the response we expect, or the non-response we expect for our government of bright young people to give to this nation. So it is very painful to watch what is not happening. It is, in this instance with the oil spill and with other things, other diseases, other problems, COVID, etc., etc. But I am so happy that persons are responding. I am happy that you've raised it. And what we have to do is to insist that our government does the appropriate, the correct thing to do to protect this nation.
Indeed. I want to thank you so very much, Dr. Modest, but you're not getting to get off that easily. How was Breadfruit Fest? We didn't hear from you. We saw the thank you message. We put out the thank you message. But how was Breadfruit Fest?
Yes, well, I don't want to take too much time, but Breadfruit Fest was fantastic. It was almost out of this world. And I first want to just take this opportunity to thank you and the other media houses, the other media persons who advertised this program. I want to thank Sister Shoma Wells, for facilitating the different audios and the different flyers that we can do. I want to thank Brother Royden Bihari again for the advertisement, because I think that was the strength that generated the response that we got, because people were informed about it. And so people were able to react and to come to our Breadfruit Fest. And I want to thank all of the Grenadians, all of the visitors. I was amazed when I got onto the spot and I saw the number of persons early in the afternoon. My mind was just blown away. And when I saw the variety of foods, I know people had said what they were going to bring, but hearing what people are going to bring and seeing is something else. So a number of persons enjoyed the breadfruit ice cream. A number of persons missed it. So even today I met the lady who did it, and she said, "Doc, the thing finished so quick." She tell me she ordered a bigger ice cream can already. Mm-hmm. We had it on Friday. Today's Wednesday. She ordered a bigger ice cream can. She saw the response. And so she has a nice business making local ice cream, Francisca Simon. And it's not just breadfruit ice cream, but she makes other flavors, coconut and and sauce up and so on. And she on the road, on Queen Street, the main road passing in and out of Victoria. So I want to encourage persons who pass to savor this lady's ice cream. It is the best in the world. A number of other persons. So many persons did so many things. GCNA was there. Juve Chocolate was there from GCA, Cocoa Association. TAMCC, the hospitality section. On late notice, they were able to whip up some fantastic dishes. And somehow, Nulo managed to steal the show with oil long in a bottle, etc., etc., etc. So we have to have another session on that.
Yes.
Because even persons who say, Doc, I don't feel I will come in, I don't like ice cream. Breadfruit. And I said to them, come. Even if you don't like breadfruit, in the way that you have traditionally been exposed to it, just come and taste some of the other things. You will find something that you like. And many of them said to me, we found things that we like. So I'm thankful to all of the persons who came, who made it fun. We had great music from the Royal Grenada Police Force. We had our own DJ, Callistus Bonaparte. You know, once I start calling names, I get nervous because I know I will leave out some, and some people get offended, which is why you would have to call me. I'm watching the clock. You would have to give me another opportunity to thank everyone who took part from whichever side they were on, whether they were providers or whether they came to purchase. But a number of people, I was really enthralled to see what it was.
Tuesday.
And I hope that will hold for now.
Tuesday night is yours. This coming Tuesday, we shall have a longer conversation.
Yes, certainly. I look forward to that. And I just want to beg our people to really have your eyes and your ears open. And, let us deal with issues that affect our lives and our livelihoods. And let us be focused, because there's a lot for us to do to save our precious country, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. God bless everyone. A happy Valentine's to everyone. There's still a lot of time to enjoy it, and I hope you do.
All right, Doc. You enjoy the rest of the night.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye. And folks, you know what time it is. Yeah, it's just about that time that I have got to get out of here. But tomorrow night we continue. We have some more thing to talk about tomorrow night. Yes, Nadma, right? Yeah, we know all your monitoring can come, Jenny, and must say just within the last few weeks, NADMA went and they put in a new monitoring system for Kikom Jenny. Like Kikom Jenny say, okay, I'll put in a new monitoring system. Let me get all your work out with it. Let me test it out for all you. And she started to get she look at trouble, but she calmed down right now. But to the south of us, there is danger. Yeah, there is danger. There's danger to our fisheries. There's danger to our tourism product. There's a danger. A clear, and well, it ain't clear, it's dark. Right? A dark and present danger to Grenada. Yeah, we need to know what our government is doing. We need to hear from our government what they are doing and what measures are being put in place to protect Grenada's shores, but also its fisheries. And so it's not just if it gets to land out there, it can affect our fisheries and different things like that as well. So we need to ensure that all of this is protected. Folks, that's all the time we have for tonight. And whatever you say and do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. I am out of here. I wonder if I could find an old one to play, boy. Let me try one day.
I'm a Grenadian to my heart and soul. Friends, I would travel all over this world. Anyway I go, I bound to come back. This is Grenada, this land of my butt. When I take a look at the horizon, only dirtiness out there I seen. Hatred and evil in the hearts of men. Lack of manners, respect already gone. Shake it, Mitchell, boy. Samota no pemo kahele. Mizena lagina, mushe Mitchell, nam nakatuye no. Shake it, Mitchell, boy. Samota no pemo kahele. Mizena lagina, mushe Mitchell, nam nakatuye no. Wonders and signs in the hands of time. Fishes
Grenada, PD, Martinique and Carriacou. Disasters and problems we going through. Mr. Kit Mitchell, woy, what I hear afraid of balling. Trouble in Grenada, Mr. Mitchell, man start killing man. Oh yeah. When King Lucifer and Miss Jezebel have this little nation to join. Come, let's take this thing now to consider the damage they doing to Grenada. When drug addicts, alcoholics and thieves, even civilians start killing police. Shake it, Mitchell, woy. Samotan mo pe mo ka hele. Mizena login and Mushe Mitchell nam naka chuye no. Shake it, Mitchell, woy. Samotan mo pe mo ka hele. Mizena login and Mushe Mitchell nam naka chuye no. Wonders and signs in the hands of time. Fishes dying in the ocean. Grenada, PD, Martinique and Carriacou. Disasters and problems we going through. Mr. Kit Mitchell, woy, what are you afraid of balling? Trouble in Grenada, Mr. Mitchell, man start killing man.